Alright, so here's a basic model of a person, and I'm going to go through some energy work stuff that I've found interesting. So this is a basic chakra model: the root, the sacral, the navel, the heart, throat, third eye or mind, and crown. Basic seven models. Technically you kind of also have a center there. You have a center in a lot of different areas. The organs all have a center as well, but these are more functional for energy work. Now, first thing is on the heart and the sacral. Sacral is the bladder. It's related to sacral plexus, I believe, which is I think it's the spot just above the tailbone. You've got the tailbone, and then you've got this other area of the spine, I think. Something like that. But anyway, I've found over time it is the bladder. At least the organ is the bladder. Similarly, the organ of the heart chakra, well, obviously the heart chakra is the heart. Now, some people put it lower. As I said, there is a lower center there. Technically, there is the earth center in the middle, the water center below, which is the kidneys, heart, so negative, positive, earth center, neutral, and then you have, at least in Chinese medicine, you've got the wood to the left and the metal to the right. So positive to the left and negative to the right. People usually think it's the opposite, but at least if you sleep on the left side, you get hot and dry. If you sleep on the right side, you get moist and cold. So yeah, it kind of works out that way. So anyway, that's an interesting idea. But the idea of alchemy, the fusion of yin and yang, the fusion of water and fire, of the heart and the waters, the quote unquote of the Tiens. So the bladder here is the water center. It's a yang water, while kidneys are yin water. Heart is, I think, yang fire. I forget. Maybe it's yin fire, I'm not sure. So yeah, anyway, so that's basically these two, and the heart and the kidneys connect. Not the kidneys, excuse me. Technically, when the heart and the kidneys connect, then you get energy in this middle center here. But once the heart and the bladder connect, you get energy in the navel, which is the true center. Which the navel is the Tai Chi. Okay. So once you can do this meditation, you hit a point called Tai Chi in your meditative practice. I think it's called Tai Chi. That's what they call it. I don't know. Basically, you've hit the point of you're able to balance yin and yang energy. Now, the bladder is where yin energy comes from. Also, the root center, which I'll talk about in a minute. These are both yin centers. The heart center and the solar plexus center are both yang centers. Okay, so you can kind of think you've got two centers there, and you kind of got two centers there, and you got one in the middle. For people who like perfect harmony and balance, truthfully, the body isn't perfectly harmonious and balanced, but it's pretty good, to an extent where we can make systems that are harmonious and balanced. So once you fuse the energy of these two, now one way to learn how to do that is to focus on them. If you focus on the heart, which is kind of in the upper chest region, you don't want to focus on the earth center, which is more like the I actually don't know. So yeah, you'll feel this pressure when you focus on the heart. You'll feel pressure, you'll feel motivation, you'll feel like, I think, like a lot of testosterone is kind of like that. I think that's why they call people rednecks, and people who take a lot of testosterone. This region gets really big, and a lot of blood flow and such around here. While poor old nuts, they suffer. You're on steroids. So if you focus there, you can feel and figure out where the center is, around the upper kind of chest region, a little bit above the nipple line. The nipple line's kind of like there. Now bladder is in between the guts. This area of the guts is the navel center, in between the guts, and you'll feel the bladder. And it's kind of around that center. It's kind of like, I don't know, around there. And you'll feel cold. You feel coldness come from. I feel cold there right now. It's because the legs kind of attract. They can attract a lot of cold because you're standing on the earth. So it's also cold right now. The sky just turned a bit grey. So yeah, I can feel the cold from there right now. That's why you need a combination. You need the heat from the heart and the cold from the bladder. And if you can, you can work these two together, and then you focus inside the navel. So not in the front of the navel, not in the back, the wing end. So it's like, this is your chest, the belly, some shit like that. Yeah, there we go. Kind of, navel's like maybe here, inside. It's the heart, it's like there, around bladder's like here, and then they both go into the navel center. So this whole guts, and once you feel that, you'll feel them pulling some kind of spiritual essence from this. You'll feel it pulling the cold from the yin, and do note that the whole legs connect to these centers, right? Similarly, the arms connect to here. You feel it coming into here and turning into energy, it's kind of like a pure form of energy, a very, very healing, very good form of energy. And then you can use that to circulate it throughout your whole body, or do whatever you want with it. So that's basically the fusion of yin and yang, or the fusion of elements and all that shit. You can also compress it into your guts, form a center. Now what I wanted to go over the dantians. This is to stop people from overly focusing on dantians and fucking themselves up. Middle dantian is there, lower dantian. So kind of middle dantian, this whole region, not just the heart, but this whole kind of region. It's really lower dantian, this whole region here. You don't want to focus on the lower dantian too much, because then what happens? You get full of piss. You need to piss all the time. Your bladder, you get really cold and yin and relaxed and lazy, and you don't do anything. If you focus here all the time, it's kind of fun, because you just work. It's like, smoking cigarettes, just, being kind of crazy, doing all that shit, drinking too much tea and other stimulants and whatever. But you burn yourself out. So that's why it's good here. But also, once you see, you got to balance these two things out. The balance of two dantians out into the navel, and then reach the level of Taiji, like Taiji Chuan, which is like supreme ultimate fist, or fighting with fist, whatever. Reach the level of Taiji of balance between two elements of yin, negative, and positive yang. Okay. Then the next stage is essentially to take that energy, because continuously the energy forms in this area, this energy center, and then you just spread it out to the plate everywhere, and you just do your regular kind of circulation meditation. So that's the number one. Number one is how to fuse these two. Number two is that these are I believe at least these are the dantians, and you shouldn't overly focus on any of them. Even the head one, you shouldn't overly focus on it. You're gonna fuck yourself up. Number three is on the root chakras. Now, this is a dick. I'll draw a basic dick. You're watching this at work. Excuse me. Right? What is this thing here? So this is kind of the internal region of it. Get your nuts here, kind of connect to this. This is a prostate, right? The bladder's like here. So for a male, you got a bladder, and then you got the prostate. I believe the prostate, which is, this is the butt, it's kind of the lower belly. I believe the prostate is the root chakra. Okay, at least the organ for it, because of course chakras technically exist in the spine in some electromagnetic way, but you know, whatever. For women, now this is the point that I'm trying to make. The men have a dick, which is an external sexual organ. Similarly, we have external testicles. What it connects to, what it goes into is the prostate region. For women, this is a vaginal canal, okay? It's open, just kind of work with me. At the end, you have a little opening. It goes to, what is this? This is the womb. And then you have the ovaries. So, we have these testicles. I'll just put number 1. They go back in here, number 1, see? So the external is internal. The internal here is the external. And what the end, because you can kind of think the vaginal canal is like an opposite penis. If you want, it's like a power plug. The female power plug is just a male power plug in reverse. So then the end of it, I mean, technically, if we're following the same logic, it would have to the root organ would exist at the end here. But you know, as I said, not everything's perfect, perfectly, you know, symmetrical. I believe the womb area is the prostate. This is number 2. The male prostate equivalent is the female womb, or the female womb is the male prostate. Oops, I put a 3. So yeah, these are the corresponding organs that test the gonads, corresponding gonads, and this is a corresponding root chakra. So for women who want to practice this stuff, who want to, you know, boost their fertility, try it out. Try focusing on just the womb region, and then number 2, try focusing on the ovary region. Okay, and tell me how it. Actually, that's kind of weird to say that. Yeah, tell me how it goes. But no, I don't know. If it legitimately, you know, if this is onto something, it would be good information if you could tell me that yes, it does work. Because currently, like, where the hell is the female root chakra? Where's the organ? Because you have got the tailbone, and you've got the space between. So this is the space between the you know, the anal canal and the vaginal canal. Technically, there is like a thin wall, but I really don't think that's it. I really don't like that's the Hui Yin point. Yes, that is the acupoint, but where is the actual organ? If you can, because we have a male has a prostate. Of course, you got the seminal vesicles, and I think you got a little thing there. There's this whole region technically, but the prostate is the main thing. I'm pretty sure the womb is, because then if we have a side-on female anatomy, lower belly here, bladder is like there. I think the womb is like there under it or something. I don't know. So back there, something like that. But anyway, give that a shot. And also for males who want to tonify the root area, which basically just helps, you know, helps sexually. If this area is kind of screwed up, you will suffer with you know, bad erections and bad ejaculations, and you'll be kind of infertile and all that kind of shit. Similarly with women who have low fertility, you know, this area is bad. I hear a lot have like, I mean, technically everyone, even male and female, have a lot of like trauma and a lot of bad things here. A lot of bad energy collects, but you know, whatever. So main 3 points is fusion of yin and yang in the navel. So feel the centers out. Feel how it's cold here, and hot here, and even cold in the lower area. It could be too much cold though, it makes you infertile, so be careful. And then notice how if you over focus on the dantian, you fuck yourself up. So that's why we don't do that. You can do a little bit of meditation, do a little bit of tonification, but if all you do is focus on the bladder region or the lower guts and all that, then you're just not gonna. It's just not gonna be good. I've learned this through practice. I've learned this is not good. That's why I think with like Mopai, they're not telling us everything. I think there's some secrets that they're not saying. So that's out. And then number 3 is that if you're male or female and you want to understand the root chakra point, feel the womb and gonads, or prostate and gonads, and see how that works. So see if you've got problems there, if you need to tonify it or if you need to fix it. Similarly, tensing exercises for males, Kegels, and for women. Maybe you've got some tensing exercise here, I don't know. Or just the vaginal canal, I think. Tonifies it. So anyway, I'll leave you with that, and yeah, hopefully that helps. And, one final thing, of course, if you want to send me an email, I've got my email down below, check it every Monday. Otherwise, send a comment and tell me that you've sent one, and I'll check it out. And if you want products and services, books, albums, whatever I come up with, and I've got like divination services, check the links down below. Fiverr and Gumroad is where you find everything. And yeah, have a nice day.